Am I live? Says I am. Hey, hey! Hello, can you hear me? Say yes, please. Come on. I can hear. Yes! Oh my goodness. Well, last time I was there, I said, I'm not going to sit around anymore going, let's wait a minute, let everybody get in, because I think it's annoying. Guess what? I just left 2 lives to come to a third live, so what we're going to do? We're going to wait a minute, let everybody get in. Oh my gosh. So, just to kill a second or two here, I've had this webcam that has the microphone built into it, and it's been working just fine. But YouTube has these little technical things. If I don't make sure they click that I'm going live with the my webcam versus something else they have on here, I don't know. It's got some tricky stuff. Still learning it, but I'm positive that I hit all the right buttons. So I apologize for that, but. I don't know. There's some kind of intervention, I guess, here. Let me get, I got to set up different here. All right. There you are. There you are. There everyone is. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm happy I made it too. Hey, boss lady. Don't forget I'm the real boss lady. You need a handsome, highly intelligent, technologically savvy co-host like Kelly Ripa and Mark. Yeah, give them a call, Kay. Tell them I need some help over here. Well, I got some really great savvy moderators helping us out tonight, but we're in different states, y'all. So anyway, do y'all think we're good to go? I never know how to tell how many people are in here. But whether it's just me and just one of you, I think we're okay to get started. Hey, hey, I love the hey, hey, hello, hello back. All right, somebody said good to go. And there's my RBW Mod 1. Thank you so much for coming in. Where's my other moderator? There he is. Okay. All right, let's get going. Because you know what? Because my sound wasn't on, you missed one of the best opening lines I think I've probably may ever have. So let me do it again. So I got to practice the first time, right? This live tonight, as you know, I'm going to be talking about, obviously, well, nobody knows anymore because there's no title on it, but I'm talking about the thing that's going around. Everybody says they're going to, not everyone, some people are saying that they're going to boycott Micah's documentary. Okay, here's what I got to say. I'm about to piss off. Y'all got your screen recorders out? I'm about to piss off John Paul Miller. He doesn't want this live to happen. You know why? Because I'm going to explain to you very clearly why you should not boycott Micah's documentary. Okay? Now, I get it. I'm pissed off too. Okay? I get it. I'm right there with you. What he said, what Mike Gasparo said in that interview was unsettling. And that night I tried to talk about it and was like, I didn't, I've listened to it now a number of times. But listen, here's the thing. It's just his damn opinion, y'all. That's his opinion. That does not mean that that's how the documentary is going to turn out. Because let me remind you of something. You ready? Did you see the damn trailer? Did you see the Netflix trailer? Now, when you saw the Netflix trailer, did you go, hell yeah? Did you get enraged and you're like, oh, holy crap, this is going to be good? Now, find me somebody who didn't feel like that when they saw the trailer. Come on in. If you didn't feel like that, you come on in here and let me know. And oh, by the way, don't forget my rules and my live are, if there's any attacks that come to me, you don't attack one another. My mods see anybody attacking somebody else that's in here, you're getting tossed, baby. So if you want to stick around, then be nice. If you want to be ugly, you give it to me, if you're brave enough. So listen, I get it. I'm upset about those comments too. I had met Mr. Gasparo in the very beginning. Sat in my office, in my conference room, in my office, right here next to me. I sat at the head table. He sat over here. Okay, with some other people that were there, and we discussed these things. Not that I particularly had any input into this. It's Micah's family. Okay, Micah's family is the one that was, they're the primary people that should be involved in the making of the documentary. Not me, the lawyer. Okay, but guess what? I always got something to say about it, right? Well, what I had to say that day was, come on in, because I feel protective here. And that, number one, if you're going to do this documentary, you damn well better get it right, okay? And getting it right means this is not about John Paul Miller himself. It's about what he did to his wife and what his wife went through. It's called coercive control. That this should be a documentary that finally explains to the world, shows it in picture format, what this form of abuse looks like. Okay? Now, he seemed to be interested in that. He's only one of the directors. There's multiple producers. There's multiple directors. He's one guy that has a damn opinion. Okay? And that's just not, that's not, in my opinion, a good enough reason to boycott. And I'm gonna go through some other reasons, some good ones for you not to boycott. Give me 1 second. This is okay. All right. So if you don't watch the documentary, basically you're going to rob yourself. You are going to rob yourself to begin with, of getting to see the actual evidence. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos or lives or whatever, what's something I say about witnesses? A witness is somebody that sees it with their own eyes, their eyes. A witness is someone who hears it with their own ears. A witness is someone that's in the same room when the stuff goes down, right? If you don't watch the documentary, you're not going to be a witness to what Netflix has put out about Micah's life. You know what that means? You're not going to get to participate intelligently in any debate or any discussion about it. Why? Because you haven't seen it. Oh, you're going to rely on somebody else to tell you what's in it? Well, we know how that goes. I tell you one thing, I tell them something, that somebody tells that somebody tells that somebody. Now, if you want the best information so that you can formulate your own opinion about Netflix, then you dang well better go watch that documentary, because if you don't watch it, you cannot speak intelligently about it. Okay, that's number one. I want you going out in the world talking about it. What you saw there, what you've learned there, what it means to you, what happened. I want this discussion frenzy. Okay? Now, Mr. Gasparo's his topics, his opinions off the camera, whatever, on the camera, in an interview, whatever, does not say how the documentary is going to be presented. Again, like I said earlier, did you see the trailer? Did you think the trailer got it right? Well, I think the trailer is indicative of what there is to come. All right? So I just think that, I get it. I understand about being upset. But here's the thing. Here's the other thing that's coming around, right? Everybody got afraid. Everybody's scared. Oh my gosh, well, they got it wrong. What he said this. He said that she's bipolar. He said that she did her own unaliving. Y'all, these things have been debated and tossed around in the community, in the world, or whatever. Okay. Some people don't think that it was, a lot of people don't think it was a self unaliving. Okay. And some people believe that it was. That's just going to happen. It's going to be based on whatever facts and things that a person has in their tool chest there to come to that conclusion of their own. Okay. And as far as the bipolar, same thing. I mean, did you even hear a single word about bipolar or mental health or anything like that at all in that trailer? No, you did not, because I've listened to it like 50 times just to make daggone sure I didn't miss it. Okay? And if that was going to be a big part of it, don't you think they would slip that in there? Now, I could be wrong. Good Lord knows I could be wrong. You know why? Because I haven't seen it either. I haven't seen it either. So what's happened is this big thing of fear has come about. That fear has come about because no one has seen it yet. We don't know what to expect. We're already making assumptions based on something that he said was his opinion. Okay, he didn't say, "Oh, it is a documentary about a woman who is bipolar who did her own unaliving." Nope. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, some of the other mess he said in there, I'm like, I can't wait to see him. I'm gonna see him in person, and I got something to say about it. Oh, I got something to say about it. So listen, we do not know whether what he said, if it's contradictory to what we'll actually see. Now his statements, are hurtful to us. Okay, all of us that have been close to the case, it's hurtful to us. All right, but it doesn't mean it doesn't reinforce, or the documentary should not reinforce those things. So we also don't know whether, this is more of the fear. We don't know whether that the documentary is going to protect Micah's legend. Okay. We don't know if it's going to, or her legacy, or if it's going to damage it. Trailer didn't look like it. The people who are in the documentary, y'all, hello, just occurred to me. Thought about this too just now. Who is in the documentary? Witnesses. People are coming up there saying what they saw Micah endure, what she went through. There's gonna be witnesses you like. I bet there's probably a witness or two that you won't like in there. I don't know. Okay, but this is a story that's been told by her family. You saw in the trailer, her brother's there, two of her sisters are there. A couple of her friends were there. Okay, the documentary is all of these people telling this. You saw me in there. I got mine in there with just the legal aspect of the case, but of Micah's case. But a documentary is based on the information that's being given. It's gonna the documents, the videos, the text messages, everything that everybody, Micah's family, Micah's friends, people who just had other stuff put together have done, given these things. And so the story is going to be told in the voices of the people in the documentary. And Mike said his opinion, that was his opinion. So the other thing that's kind of driving this in terms of, basically of fear is we're all scared. We're like, oh my God, did the guy screw it up? Did he screw it up? Oh my gosh, did he screw it up? Well, it ain't just him that's on there. There's more than him on that. And so I understand there's uncertainty, there's division, there's fear. All of these things are natural and normal. And it make people feel like that. So, but what we do know, again, is that what I think I know is that nobody disliked the trailer. Okay, so I think the trailer is probably a better indication and represents better what we can expect to come. At least I'm hopeful too, And of course, I've got a little fear in there too, but I'm not going to boycott the documentary. And I'll go into those reasons as well. Um, but the other thing is this. I think that maybe some people feel like if they watch the documentary that they're agreeing with Mr. Gasparo's statements and his opinion. Absolutely not. You watching it does not, support his opinion. That's just not how that works. So just you have to become a witness to what Netflix has produced. You have to become your own witness. Don't rely on other people to tell you what was said or done in it. People misperceive things all the time. This story is being told by people that mattered to Micah. Okay? So there's where it's going to come from. Now, listen, let me see. Going back to the trailer, I want to make these points, okay? I think that first of all, relying more on the trailer than Mr. Gasparo is this. Because number one, that trailer did focus on coercive control and abuse. You saw it, right? It did. You saw that. Hey, by the way, did anybody that watched that trailer come away feeling like Mr. Miller was put in a good light? Hell no, he wasn't. And that was a hell yeah. That's right, I got it. All that was just a snippet, y'all. This is a three episode mini docu-series. 3 episodes. There's a lot more to come about John Paul Miller. Okay? And they're going to put all kinds of stuff in there. And whenever it's finished, people are going to walk away with different types of opinions potentially. Now, we all want everybody to walk away with our opinion because ours is right. Okay? But that's not how the world goes around. And we don't want it to go around that way. Okay? This is what makes for good debate. All right? The differencing of opinion. Now, they better have Micah's legacy, okay, accurate. And from what I saw in the trailer, it looked like it. Beautiful voice, great friends, God-fearing woman, loved Jesus. I mean, bam, bam, bam. Okay, got that right out of the gate on the trailer. So, the other thing that's important about the trailer is it did center on Micah's humanity, the things I just talked about. All right? And then the trailer did not push bipolar. It did not push a self-unaliving narrative. Now, it was casually mentioned through the 911, which didn't really tell people who didn't know about this story. And shockingly, there's going to be some people who's never heard this story. I mean, but by God, I hope they hear it now because it's a very important story to tell. But there was the 911 call, and then her brother talked about how it made no sense. Nothing adds up here, y'all. We all know it too, don't we? We know it. We know it. We damn know it. It doesn't add up. Nothing adds up. Nothing adds up. Now, at the end of the day, there's a legal document that says it was a self-unaliving. But the circumstances around it does not add up. Y'all, this is another problem that we have when it comes to abusive relationships. Whenever a person that's unalived in whatever capacity, there's a question, like there's a lot of those. There have been a lot of unaliving cases where everybody knew it was suspicious. And there's I don't know, there's a few of them I can think of, but I don't want to go into all of that. But the point of it is that it alluded to it. The trailer did, but it didn't focus on it. Okay, and so anyway, we really have to wait and see it for ourselves. Don't make a judgment about it when you ain't even seen it. It's like, oh, don't go to the edge of the earth. You'll fall off the side over there, right? Why? Well, somebody told me. said, you go over there, you'll fall off. The world is flat, and there's an edge, and you're going to fall off. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Now, trailer did not echo Mr. Gasparo's opinion. It did not. It didn't match. It didn't match, y'all. It didn't match. Stay focused on that. That trailer gave us, well, as I said earlier, I don't think I said the words. It gave us hope that they got it right. Why? Because when we looked at it, it appeared to be. So again, no one has seen it. Well, I guess that one lady that interviewed him did. I don't know why. I don't have an answer to that. Don't know why. But if she did, then she did. But anyway, my point is y'all are fearing the unknown, y'all, and you're basing you're basing it on one single guy when there's lots of people involved in the making of this, and important people, her family, her friends, her church friends. There's so many people involved in this making of this documentary. And so it's from that. But now, if that doesn't do anything to at least to open your eyes or your mind to reconsider, because I'm not putting you down for making that choice. Okay? If that's your choice, then that's your choice, and I respect that. I do respect that. But I want you to please hear me out. And I'm begging and hoping and praying that you will change your mind for the reasons that I'm going to say in a little bit. Okay? But I'm about to tell you the one that is. Number one reason you should watch that documentary and watch it 10 damn times. If you don't watch it, who's going to be very happy about that? John Paul Miller! Isn't that right, John Paul Miller? I know you're watching. You are hoping like hell that your prayers have been answered, that people are not going to watch the documentary. Now, y'all want to help him have his dream come true? I haven't been a damn part of that. Who has the most to gain from you not watching it? John Paul Miller does. John Paul Miller has everything to gain by you boycotting Micah's documentary. The other thing is, it will take the focus off of what he did. You're giving him some validity. You're going to say, yep, see? And you go, wait, hold on a minute. No, that's not right, Regina. We're saying we don't want to watch it because they're saying inaccurate things about Micah. But you can feel like that, but do you think they're saying accurate things about Mr. Miller? Watch it for that too. Go see that monster for yourself. And so boycotting plays right into the hands of John Paul Miller. Now, do you think that boycotting it punishes the director? Surely you don't. Do you think that you boycotting it will, I don't know, getting fired? Documentaries made. Do you think that boycotting it, I don't know. What is it that you're trying to accomplish by not watching it? Will somebody come in here and tell me? And you may have already said it. And I'm probably going to have to scroll back through because I got things to say. But I really want to know, what is it? Because I'm missing it. The only thing I could come up with is John Paul Miller would be damn happy. Let's get everybody to boycott it because one director in the whole universe came to a conclusion or opinion based on whatever the hell he was looking at. People don't always get it right. We're supposed to just throw away Micah's story, her important story, because one idiotic comment, 2 comments, whatever it is. But go ahead, boycott it. Be on John Paul Miller's team. That's how I look at it. But convince me differently. If you show me why I shouldn't watch that documentary, that it's going to benefit somehow, that's not benefiting John Paul Miller, and I already know it's not going to do anything to harm Mr. Gasparo. That ain't going to happen. So you tell me. But here's another thing. Boycott silences the platform that's highlighting Micah's story. You're silencing the platform that has the story on there. And then it shifts the focus of the scrutiny from Mr. Miller, which is where it should be. And then the public, it gets buried. The whole thing gets buried. What the hell, y'all? What are we trying to do here? What are we trying to do here? I thought we were trying to spread awareness. Use Micah's story because it shines a bright, bright, bright shining light to coercive control abuse, which is highly necessary if we're ever going to get the laws passed in every single state in the United States. People got to see what this is. Because whenever you say, oh, it's threats, it's harm, it's financial abuse, they take away your money, they take away your card, they make you stay home, blah, 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 blah. It goes, okay, sounds horrible. No, it does not. It does not sound as horrible as it is when you lay eyes on it, which is what you need to do. What everybody needs to do, you need to lay your eyes on it. Please lay your eyes on it. And refusing to watch it ultimately hurts the visibility, okay, of Micah's beautiful voice. And do you know who else provided information for that documentary? Other than the witnesses that you saw in the trailer? Micah herself. You going to deny her that? She left things here for people to see because she wanted people to know. She wanted people to hear. She wanted them to read the apology letter. She wanted them to read his text messages that were nonstop over and over, and the calls and the threats. Micah left that for you. And you going to deny her? You going to deny Micah the damn respect that she deserves? That's what you're doing. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my opinion. I could be wrong about that, but it's my opinion. This is the kind of stuff that the abusers love to happen. Shift the focus. Don't let it happen, y'all. Don't let it happen. I have so much faith in all of you. I have so much faith in all of you. I have so much faith in all of you. If you decide not to watch the documentary, let that decision be solely on your own analysis and thought patterns, okay? If after you think about all of these things that I'm telling you, and you come to the same conclusion or the conclusion on your own as opposed to being influenced, if you come to that on your own, then you do not watch it, okay? Because you have thought about these things, and whatever that personal reason is, then we'll all respect that. But you are not, and you better not, because it'll be the first thing I ask you. Did you watch the documentary? So when you have an opinion about it, what? Did you watch it? So if you didn't watch it, you cannot engage in the conversation that this documentary is going to ignite. Now, don't you want to be a part of that? Where you can speak intelligently about what you saw, what you heard. Now, I know that the content creator universe, as well as other news outlets and whatever else, has covered a lot of stuff here. And I know that everyone that has been with it from the beginning, paid attention to everything, you feel like you have seen and heard and you know it all. No, you don't. You don't. Have any of you? I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not saying that I know this 100%, but I haven't seen it. But of course, if I hadn't seen it, that don't mean anything because I'm not on everything. So if I'm wrong about this, then I'm telling you right now, I could be wrong about it. But I don't think that there's been any one of her family members that sat down in front of a camera and gave their side of the story of what they saw their sister or their daughter go through or their friend go through. Have you seen any of those? Because I haven't seen any of those. You know where you're going to see that? You're going to see that in this documentary. And her family that took the, not, I'm not going to say took the time, that's not the right thing, that put themselves out there. Do you know how much trauma it is for them to have done that to begin with, to have to sit there in front of a camera and talk about these things? And now it's going to be put out to the world, and y'all not even going to give them the damn respect to watch the documentary about their sister, their daughter. You're not going to do that. Fine. If you make that decision, you make that decision. And it's just my opinion, I think you're making a mistake. I think you're going to be missing out on something, what I believe is going to be historical. And I want you to be a part of that. I want your voices rising up. I want you to be educated to what this really looks like, so that you can save your neighbor, your friend, the person sitting on the church pew next to you, or on the fields of the baseball, kids' baseball, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Till you know what it looks like, you can't identify it. You want me to read the definition to you again? Go see it. Now, I'll tell you, now I'm going to wrap it up here with my last comments. And then when I'm done with that, I'm happy to look at some of your comments and see if there's some things that I need to address or answer in there. But I want to find, if my moderators have found anybody who's put a comment in there about not watching it. What's a good, what are they accomplishing? Here's the question. If you're choosing not, and you don't even have to be the one that chooses not to watch, but if you know why people are choosing not to watch in terms of what will it actually accomplish other than making John Paul Miller happy as you know what, a pig in mud. So tell me something different. Now, remember what I said about being the witness, seeing it, hearing it, being in the room with it? Make yourself a witness to that documentary. And then when you get through watching it, and this part is not just for people who are thinking about not watching it. This part that I'm about to say now is for everybody who is going to watch it as well. Because once you do that, you'll get to look at and say, the director, what he said, that's how it come out, or it did. Oh, like, dang, I might as well. Oh, thought he was. I mean, I'm praying to God that's the way it is. It ain't going better. So I got his phone number. It's a little joke. So anyway, so remember, once you watch it, guess what you gain? Guess what you get laid right into your hand? Oh, I'm sorry, your fingertip. The power to hit the button for a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Did you hear me? After you finish watching it, you get the power to hit a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Do you think they got it wrong? Do you think they missed critical facts? Did you think, whatever it is, you think that they didn't get the story right? and be legitimate about it, okay? Remember, they can't put everything in it. But if they got the overall essence of it correct, thumbs up, thumbs down. The other thing you get the power of in your fingertip is to leave a review. You get to leave reviews about Netflix. You get to leave reviews about the documentary itself. There is power in that, y'all. There's where your real power is. And by doing that, you will hold the correct ones accountable, okay? And then you'll set in motion, what do you call it? The algorithms and that and all this kind of stuff. Because when you do, well, here's the thing. Netflix tracks viewer sentiment. That's how you feel, right? How you feel? Did they get it right? Did they get it wrong? Did they do a fabulous job? Did they just botch it all up? I mean, you get to have the power to say that. Now, don't go making comments about Netflix or anybody else. If you didn't watch the documentary, give it legitimacy, okay? Also, the ratings influence how the documentary is promoted. If it turns out to be a botched thing, and thumbs down, every billion thumbs down. Thing goes, they go, and people go, oh, what's this thing? Oh, it's got a 1.2 star. Oh, hey, I ain't watching that, right? That's how that works. That's why it's there. And then the ratings influence whether Netflix will invest in similar stories. And then also, ratings influence public perception, which is pretty much what I was just saying a few minutes ago. When you see, how many stars does it have, okay? You make a decision right then if you're going to do it, if you're going to watch it or not, right? So, watching does not mean that you are agreeing with the damn director. It's not what that means, okay? Your response, your ratings, that's what matters, okay? That's what matters. And so, basically, don't let Micah's story get buried in this nonsense. We're going down a different rabbit hole. I said that the other night. It's a rabbit hole, y'all. Don't go in the rabbit hole. Don't go in the rabbit hole. Give Micah the respect. You are doing a disservice. You're doing a disservice to Micah if you don't watch that documentary. Now, I know some other people saying, oh, people's making money off of this. Well, you know, that's just the food chain out there, right? And we can't stop those kinds of things. But you can choose what you do with that, too. And like I said before, if any of you plan on watching Micah's documentary while you got a content creator pulled up to see the content creator's reaction, shame on you. Now that one is what you need to damn boycott. You should have all eyes and ears and complete focus and attention on what's happening to Micah in that documentary. And then the other reason is so that you can give your thumbs up or your thumbs down and then come back after you watch it and give intelligent critique of it. That's how intelligent people critique things. You don't run off going, somebody said something bad. Screw it, I'm not going to. The man never met Micah. He knows nothing about her other than what he's put together here and there, right? Which is whatever. And he's not the one that was on every single piece, y'all. Y'all know that, right? He's not the one in there doing all the filming, doing all the cutting, doing all the interviews. He's not the one. I mean, if it's just one guy doing all that, my God. So I would venture to say that even he doesn't have all the information, which we all know probably doesn't. But anyway, please do this for Micah. And more importantly, do it for other people who are living in this kind of abuse right now. They'll say, oh, see, people don't care. They don't care about this. They don't care about where I am and what's happening to me. Show them you care. Show them you care. I do appreciate you guys. I am so sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm going to get all that stuff figured out. I don't know why it happened, but anyway, for whatever reason, I wasn't supposed to do the live on that original post. I don't know why. And I wasn't supposed to do it on the other one, but I was supposed to do it on this one, and this is where it landed. And I wish I could hear some of you talk. I think so too. I love popcorn. I love popcorn too. I love popcorn. That Mike misspoke. I think he was kind of pushed. You're welcome, Mi Fafo, also known as Rando. Okay, question, Regina. Do you think the documentary will have any effect on the trial or the jury pool? Okay, very good question. So the trial, of course, has been, we call it, continued again. All right. So most things that people think about, and I think I heard another lawyer even said this, like, oh yeah, this could really impact his ability to get a fair trial. What the hell? You know why they said this lawyer, he said that you won't be able to find anybody that hasn't heard about the case. I'm an attorney. I've had jury trials, both in all courts, and guess what? The judge does not say. Has anybody in here not ever heard anything about this case? Have you heard it? They always say, have you heard anything? Everybody's going, what? Now hold with your hands. And the one person who hadn't heard anything going to raise their hand anyway. Just kidding. But that's not the standard. I was shocked to hear a lawyer say that. That's not the standard. The judge does want to know if you've heard something about it, but it doesn't go, oh, you heard something about it, you're out. No, the next question, the next intelligent question that the judge would ask, or the lawyers there, this is called a voir dire of the jury. What the other questions that you want to ask is say, all right, well, despite what you've heard and what you know, one of two things. One, can you come into court, leave all that stuff back outside the front door of the courthouse, and based on the evidence that's presented to you inside this courtroom, can you render, you ready for it, a fair and impartial decision? Can you do that? And if a person, because we like to think that usually people are honest, okay? Yeah, I think that I could do that. Do you feel like he's guilty? That'd be what one of the lawyers would say. Do you feel like he's guilty? Hell yeah, I think he's guilty. Or, no, sir, no, sir. And what are the lawyers doing over there going? They're taking notes, right? And so they use all of these different things to figure out if the person who's getting seated on the jury has the ability, even if they've heard something. Think about it, y'all. Do y'all want somebody on the daggone jury that hasn't heard anything about it? Where does that person live? I mean, it's possible, but what I'm just saying is like nothing? Like you didn't even heard of his dad or his church? I mean, like nothing? That's a possibility. But come on, y'all, this case has gotten all kinds of attention. And of course they're going to have heard something about it, but that doesn't mean they have the inability to render a fair and impartial decision. I mean, they're not going to be influenced by all these things out here. This is why they tell you when you're on the jury, ma'am, sir, when you go home this evening, don't be talking about this case. Don't watch the news, and don't call your sister Betty and go, what do you think? You know why you're not supposed to do that? People go, oh, so why would you not be able to do that? That sounds stupid. Well, let me explain to you why you're not supposed to do that. Because you might be in there going, as you heard me before, there's evidence out here in the public courtroom of opinion that we all get access to. When you go to court, there are rules of evidence, y'all, that if it doesn't meet those standards to be introduced or authenticated or verifiable evidence, okay, then it doesn't come in. Like hearsay doesn't come in, okay? It's too much to go into. But anyway, you get the point. is that everything that's available to us in the court of public opinion is not available in a real courtroom. Okay, and so if you come out here and you didn't get to see, I don't know, some damaging thing that we all know out here, and you go home and talk to your sister Betty, and she goes, "Why, damn, how do you feel about it?" You go, "Well, I don't think she did it. I don't think he did it. I don't think this happened or whatever." And they're like, Betty goes, "Are you crazy? Did you see the blah 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 blah?" Well, then when she looks at it, then her opinion has become tainted. It's been influenced by something outside the courtroom. So that's why they don't want you to watch TV or check out the news or ask your spouse, "Hey, honey, what do you think?" Okay? They don't want you doing that because then you're not able to render a fair and impartial decision based on the things that are presented in the courtroom, which is the only place you can rely on in making your decision in the courtroom. Different out here in the public. So very good question. So some people think that, oh, he's not going to get a fair trial, or he may file a motion say he's not going to get a fair trial. That's because everybody knows about it. And the documentary came out. Well, that's going to be one of the questions that when they voir dire the jury. Did you, ma'am or sir, watch the documentary? Okay, so the people who boycott it, let's hope they get on the jury. Because then they can say, "Oh, no, I didn't see it," right? But then they're going to say, "Okay, do you know anything about the case?" "Oh, yeah, I do. I know everything that was put out in the public. I've stayed on top of everything." So, now, the other thing that, I don't know, somebody may have heard me say before too, is that what it could do, well, I'm hoping it does, is it's going to empower the victims to come forward, if there are any, right? And it's also going to empower people who may be living in the same circumstances to figure out a way to get out of it, okay? It should enrage and inflame our legislators, if they watch it, okay? But it could empower people to come forward as evidence of other crimes by other people, or even him. If that happens, that's some new charges. Or maybe they have something pending and they just need one more little thing to get probable cause. Well, good God, if you got it, get on out there and give it to them. Turn it in to the FBI. And if you got anything to help support Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2, and if you know John Doe 1, encourage them. Because there is strength in numbers. There's power in it. You know this. Good question. Okay, let's see. Thank you for responding. You're welcome. Thank you for the question. I could try to scroll back through here and get some stuff. If you had a question before and I missed it, please copy paste it in there now, so I can get to it. And by the way, I have parameters that if you say certain ugly words, your text, your comment won't even post. Just so you know, okay? And if you say something ugly outside of that, my moderators will catch it. Okay. I felt it. This is from me, Fafo. I felt it very irresponsible for someone in that position to vocalize an opinion. I agree. You would think that he would know better, but I'm gonna, I don't know. I just don't think I don't even think that should have been out, period. I mean, and besides, when people like directors and stuff talk about what they're supposed to say is things like this. "Oh, yes, I was involved in the documentary. It's going to be about a young woman named Micah Francis who, went through this, that, and the other, and you got to come watch it." He should be saying, "You come watch it. Come watch it yourself." That's what he's supposed to be doing. Not going, "Well, in my opinion." Well, damn. All right, let's see. Yes, Natalie Coble, thank you very much. Purple Hearts. There are many of us survivors and we need to change. We need change in South Carolina. That's right. I've already told you 100 times. I want this documentary to get people fired up. I want us marching on that Capitol. October would be a good time, but they don't get back in session until January, y'all. So we have to wait until the legislators are back in session. It don't do any good to go down there march when there's nobody there to hear us, right? But it's going to take a lot. And this, I was hoping Micah's documentary would catapult that. Put some pressure on the legislators. That's who I really hope it impacts big time. Let's see. How many times can he have it continued? That's a great question too. So there is a limitation on the number of continuances. Generally, both sides of the equation get at least one continuance without any reason. Just say, can I get a continuance? And it's like, yeah, okay, you can have your one, and then the other side can have their one, right? Then after that, you have to show a good cause for the continuance. So you'll recall that the first continuance was based on, Judge, I just gave you all this stuff. We just got it yesterday. We had time to look at it. Well, that's legitimate reason to ask for continuance. And so the judge should grant that because it gets a right to look at everything. The Constitution says we have a right to confront our accusers, and we have or confront the witnesses and our accusers, right? So that's constitutionally protected. So then when it was continued the next time, if my memory is serving me correctly, it was, Judge, we got this voluminous amount. Not only did we just get it last time, now that we got it, we don't have just this much. We have this much. And you know what I said to that one? I was like, yeah, baby. The state laid a voluminous, that's their words. I like the word voluminous. I like saying voluminous. The state laid a voluminous amount of evidence over there to them. So it's going to take them a little while to go through it. All right. So those are legitimate reasons to get continuances. And everybody should have time, to go through things. But the judges, at some point, if he comes back and goes, can we get another continuance? What for? Well, if they say, the state just gave us more stuff after that documentary, then you might get another continuance because what? They got more voluminous stuff to go through. But if what they have is, and the judge goes, you've had plenty of time to have gone through everything and look at stuff, then the judge won't give them the judge will quit giving continuances. But also, if the judge, like out of the gate, said, first or second time, no, I'm not going to continuance, we're going to trial. Well, you know what the heck the first motion that would have been it would have been for an appeal. And they would have had damn good reason to be granted an appeal. Judge would, Court of Appeals would let them know that we had a voluminous amount of discovery. And they didn't didn't give us time to go through it. Well, the Court of Appeals would throw that out. So let him get his his continuance. Boy, I bet his lawyers wish he hadn't got a continuance by this time. Anyway, so those come to an end, and they won't get any more continuances unless there's a really good reason, and they have to put in the motion. They have to articulate with specificity the reason for it. Okay, because you got to convince the judge. The judge's like, I done come in here 10 times now. We're going to trial, right? Let's see. Are you okay? So Soulful Traveler. Oh, boy, y'all are so creative with your names. I love some of these names. Especially I love popcorn. I love popcorn. I love popcorn. Okay, Soulful Traveler says, are you representing Micah in the upcoming case? Okay, so the only case that I know that would involve Micah that I'm aware of is, and I'm assuming this is what you're talking about, the pending charges against John Paul Miller. So if that's the case, then private attorneys don't do that. No, well, I'll take that back. private lawyers can represent, and I have, as y'all, some of you know, has been following the case. You know, I'm representing a certain victim right now. So sometimes private attorneys will represent victims in criminal cases, but the lawyer that represents the victim is the state, and this we say prosecutor, solicitor, what is the names for them? But anyway, this is the U.S. Attorney General's office. So it's the lawyer that works for the feds. That lawyer is the one that's representing Micah. And that's not exactly how I'm supposed to say that, but I think that's what you're talking about. I hope that was your question. Oh, Randa, you're funny. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Scott Van Arendonk. Do you think the case will actually make it to a trial? Another good question. So, Mr. Miller has asked for a jury trial, indicating that's what he wants to do, right? And so until that changes, that's where it's going. Now, usually what we're required to do in criminal cases and civil cases too, and family court cases, I don't mean just criminal cases, is the government is interested in saving money. It costs a lot of money to prosecute people. And so if they can make some kind of offer of settlement, okay, whatever that may be, if the feds make or the prosecutor makes an offer that Mr. Miller is willing to take, then of course there would not be a jury trial. Then he would just be entering his plea to whatever it is. And some people go, well, you think that that's going to happen? Well, I think an offer is going to be made. I mean, it's pretty much the standard and basically required in the state of South Carolina as far as the feds go. They like for you to settle things too. And most cases are encouraged to be settled outside of court. Now, there's some cases you just can't settle, right? I mean, well, that's not true. I take that back. I was going to say if somebody's involved with a schmurder, you can still cut deals with them. They could be facing like life in prison or the hangman or something, and they cut a deal that says, okay, then you won't be looking at the gas chamber, you know, whatever it is. So there's all kinds of ways to cut deals. So, so I have to wait and see. And oh, by the way, in terms of whether someone who's charged with the crime, as in the case of Mr. Miller, when they're charged with the crime, when they're whenever they have been made an offer of settlement or whatever, then they still have to come before the court and say that they're taking the deal. And the judge has to go through a bunch of questions with them to make sure that that they're doing that with knowing full well all of the rights that they're entitled to. Okay, and let's see. Okay, unapologetically me, one. Hi, I am waiting for the filmmakers. I am waiting to see if the filmmakers met the evidentiary standard necessary to make a clinical diagnosis part of their narrative. That's a very good statement. It's, the thing is that John Paul says that Micah was diagnosed with that following an augmentation surgery. And I talked a little bit about there's a little bit of my research said that there's something that's similar to bipolar, but it's not bipolar and it's very temporary. And I feel like he probably jumped on that train or whatever. My thing is that, John Paul Miller was dumping everything out there, trying to, here, let me show you this record, let me show you this, and let me prove this to you. Well, there was two things that I never saw. Maybe y'all did. If you did, let me know and shoot it to me. But number one, I never saw the medical records that he was talking about that would have proven that the plastic surgeon said it in the medical record. Did that one come out anywhere? I don't know if that one came out. And also, by the way, it is 100% true that it takes a psychiatrist. And I mean, I never heard her family say any name of any psychiatrist. I didn't hear anything even come out of John Paul Miller's like, oh yeah, psychiatrist and John Doe, Jane Doe Smith, whatever, Dr. Voodoo Doctor, okay, said that she had this. I've not seen that anywhere. And I'm sure if he had it, he would have put it out there. So I'm curious about that too. And I think that's a big thing. We all know this, right? And so if you buy into the narrative, then that can happen. All right, let's see. I apologize, Soulful Travel. I'm not sure about your WTF question. I'm not sure I understand. Maybe talking to somebody else. Okay, KZ Pony. Do you think the jury could be sequestered, being that the case is so out there from now Netflix and the social media? Boy, I've got some super intelligent people in this chat tonight. Thank you very much. So yes, and sequestered is just a legal term that means that the people on the jury will have to either be confined someplace. They're not even allowed to go home, okay? Because they don't want to take a chance on them interacting with the cousin Betty or whatever. That could happen. That usually costs a lot of money too, because they have to give them a place to stay, hotel rooms, things like that. There's well, you got me thinking too. There's another form of being sequestered too. That another form of sequestering is when you have different witnesses coming in, and you don't want one witness in the courtroom while the other witness is testifying, because guess what'll happen? When witness 2 comes up there after witness 1 has been testifying, the dang story's gonna match perfectly, isn't it? Excuse me while I fan myself. Y'all look at this. Isn't this cool? This is a little art museum I went to. Or the art museum I went to. This is part of what they give out, which I just thought was very cool. And I thought it was really cool. I'm a fan of culture. So yeah, the sequestering, I mean, that's a legitimate question. That's something that, is it likely to happen? I'm not sure about that. Okay, let's see. Brandy Rice, is that in for you? Is that my baby sissy in there? She says, why is Micah's mom so against and boycotting the documentary and trying to persuade others? Well, Brandy, I'm sure that I don't have that personal knowledge of that. I mean, I haven't spoken to her or asked her that question directly. But I'm imagining as a mother, she's probably just damn hurt to have heard someone say that stuff about her beautiful daughter. And I probably would feel the same way if I was her mama, you know. But you know, that's, let me just go off on that to a minute. The people that I were talking to about boycotting the documentary, this is not meant for Micah's mother, y'all. Let me say that again in case anybody missed it. Screen record, and repost this. This is not meant for Micah's mother at all, whatsoever. None. Okay? I respect where she's coming from. If I was the mom, I would probably feel exactly like her. Okay? This is for people out there who are not Micah's mom, that are saying, oh, let's all boycott. Y'all, come on now. Micah's mom doesn't even need to see the documentary. She knows the hell her daughter went through. Right? Okay, let's see. Okay, prophetess. Y'all got, I tried to put on my suit for y'all because I'm trying to be in lawyer mode, but gosh, I hope my AC just didn't go out again. Whew. Or maybe I'm just getting myself all worked up. All right, so let's see. What was prophetess saying? I just hate it is released before JP's conviction. Okay. You can share why if you want to. I'm not sure. All right, let's see. I love popcorn's back. Oh, she's talking to Brandy. Oh, yeah, hey, I love popcorn. I went back to read what you were saying. That's true because she's gonna be seeing and hearing her mom be. If I was mom, I'm sure I don't know that I could bring myself to watch it, y'all. I just don't know. So don't nobody be hating on her mom for that, okay? Don't be going, did you see what Regina Ward said? You need to go watch it. No, that's her mother. It's her mother. No mother wants to go through that. Yeah, RBW Mod 1, that's right. JP will be recognized so much more after this documentary. Love it! And hopefully, if there are any victims of his dad still hanging out there, y'all come on up. All right, let's see. All right, so people talking back and forth to each other. I'm just going to kind of skip through here. That's fine, as long as you're talking nicely to each other. I Spy Crime, there she is. Harrison, legal question. Will the prosecution ever take a plea for him? Well, yeah, there's this. Yeah, everyone say it. Voluminous. Thank you, the Lamb McLovin's here in the house. So, yeah, so usually a plea. Oh, that was the other thing I was say. They can offer a plea, and what every lawyer does whenever they receive a plea on behalf of their client is, first of all, they're going to evaluate if it's a good plea or not. What makes it a good plea or not, of course, is some of the sentencing thing and stuff like that, or what the ultimate thing they're pleading to. But what's the first question that any person that's charged with the crime gets a deal offered to them? What's the first question? To their lawyer. Should I take it? Should I take it? Right? Well, guess what, y'all? Lawyers cannot tell you to take it or to reject it. What we do is we say, well, here, let me lay it to you like this. I got this voluminous discovery evidence against you. And I think that based on everything that I have reviewed, that if you get before a jury, they're most likely going to probably likelihood find you guilty. And if they find you guilty, then the sentencing is left up to the judge and the judge only, right? And so sometimes you want to take that away and go, okay, but if you take this deal, which is what we sometimes call it's a lesser included offense, maybe some of the offer, or like I said, a lot of times it has to do with the sentencing and things like that. And say, okay, instead of you going before a judge and you being faced with 25 years in prison, they're making an offer that you do too. You know, so whatever it would be. I love popcorn. Thanks, Regina. My daughter made it. Well, I love your little popcorn kernel. Then, great. All right, let's see. Um, Curious about Micah's phone. Can't wait to see what comes out on that at trial. Yeah, now that's another thing. It's not going to come out unless there is trial, right? But JP is so confident. Um, he's pretty sure he could probably convince the jury. But you don't have to convince a jury that you're innocent, right? Y'all know this, right? You don't convince a jury that you're innocent. The prosecution has to convince the jury that you're guilty. Okay, so he might want to rethink that. But anyway, he's so arrogant that he probably feels like they won't believe anything Micah said or any of the evidence she left. Yep, we all hope that. Let's see. Soulful Traveler. That's a. She says that that sucks. I used to be an advocate, and they don't follow procedure. Not so trustworthy. That's unfortunate. But that is part. Some of it has to do. It's the resources, and like I don't know what state you're in, but like in South Carolina, our legislators, specifically the head of the Judiciary Senate Committee, Luke Rankin, has made it perfectly clear in his actions that he does not care about the welfare of those in that situation. At least that's my opinion. Um, let's see. I don't know if this thingy is. All right. Well, hi, Veronica Adams Joke Star. Welcome over. Oh, he didn't. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back. He didn't get voted back in. April Bowman's in the house. Hey, darling. She's the one with the granddaughter that wrote that gorgeous poem, which, by the way, I did a video of me reading it again, trying to do her better justice. So I'll try to print that one day, or publish that one day. April says, Regina, do you think that there is more to this than just JP and Micah? I'm not sure I'm following you, April. You talking about the documentary? If it's about more than JP and Micah, if that's what you mean, I don't know that firsthand, but the amount of information I know throughout the process, that it's probably not likely that it's about anything else other than them. Christy Mathis, yes, he did. Yeah, the power to vote is powerful. Please exercise your power. I know this sounds always so cliche. Yep. Yes, Christy, yes, I knew who you were talking about. Let's see. Okay, humble and kind. Gosh, y'all are so creative with these screen names. I want to know why it's not illegal for him to be around those that are 18 and under. He is clearly a perp. When you're saying he, are you talking about JP or daddy? So, we, as far as being around someone under 18, that is usually if it's in specific settings, right? Like schools and things like that. Scott Van Arendonk, I hope I'm saying that. Thanks for all you've done, Regina, for Micah's calls and for coercive control laws. Yeah, well, thank you back, and thank you for being here. And you had some great questions. Prophetess, I hope so. Um, yeah. Thomas Savard, what do you think the likelihood of him being responsible for Micah's death? Okay, so um, the likelihood of him being responsible. Are you talking about being held responsible? Um, I don't know. We don't have all the information in front of us, so obviously, um, all I'm going to say is justice for Micah, right? And Thomas, that would require, a warrant to be issued, and a warrant requires probable cause. Probable cause requires evidence that says more likely than not that that happened. And so if the prosecutors can put together or come if they get that kind of information, that kind of evidence, witnesses or whatever it is, again, I'm hoping that the documentary will bring forward people who may not have came forward before, maybe people who saw stuff or knew things that didn't even know what they saw or knew until they saw this, right? Sounded kind of circular. Mitchell Griggs. Yeah, Mitchell Griggs. I am really looking forward to the documentary. I have been keeping up with this case since the beginning. Very nice. Thank you, Mitchell. Make sure you have a watch party. Bring your friends over. Tell your friends about it. Put it on your calendar. Binge it. Um, so I'm trying to fix my little. Okay, let's see. Oh my God. Humble and kind. That better not be true. So didn't he start a new school? Um, if that happens, somebody call me immediately. No, I think it's just he started another church. Um, April Scott. Hi, April. Do you think JP is going to start acting out? Well, he ain't been doing that since he's been born, is acting out. Um, tell me a little bit more about what you mean. Like, is he going? He probably going to go into hiding, y'all, because once the documentary drops, I mean, I don't think he's going to be at the top of the favorite characters list. Let's see. Is that true? I love popcorn. Um, he has a taxi service just to prevent him from doing an oopsie and hitting anyone else. Um, let's see. Okay. And thank y'all to those of you like McLovin who are answering other questions for people. That's helpful. Let's see. Humble and kind, you're hilarious. I think we all gonna be doing that one. I'll be up after midnight searching on Netflix. And I'm sorry you picked a small, but I'm thinking you're a female. Y'all, if I get your pronoun wrong, I apologize. Or if I give you a pronoun and you don't want one, I apologize for that too. I'm just 62. If there is a trial, will the evidence be made available to the public? Well, trials are usually a public forum. Anybody can go sit in on a trial, and just like we went to Florence to go to his arraignment, that courtroom. Wow, oh my gosh, y'all, that courtroom is so beautiful. I was so happy with that courtroom because I was like, my God, you're in a courtroom as opposed when you walk into courtrooms like in Horry County. I mean, we got a nice courthouse. We have a new one, but it looks more administrative, and I really like that good old wood and leather and carved stuff. You just feel the power of the judicial system. And I was like, man, if you don't walk into this place going, oh hell, I'm in trouble. I mean, that's what it would feel like in there. But anyway, the point is while it's big and awesome and formidable, and it takes a day and a half for the lawyers to walk from the lawyer's table up to the judge's bench. The seating is not very much. I mean, we were a packed house at the arraignment, you know, and we were all scooting over, and heck, they even brought some chairs and put at the end of some of those pews. But so if you get a seat in there, sorry about that. If you get a seat in there, then whatever evidence is produced has obviously been made public, right? But are they going to like stand outside and go, here, everybody get your copy? No, that's not going to happen. But people who are there, and I'm sure that there'll be reporters in there, as they usually are, I, they can ask for it to be televised. I mean, news crews can ask for it to be televised. I honestly don't know what the rules are for the federal courts. I had to go look that up. But with the state courts, the rule is they let one in. They don't want like 16 different news agencies in there. And then the judge, who's over the courtroom, they get to say whether they can come in there or not, really. Well, anyway, I was saying that to say there'll probably be either some good old fashions with their notes and stuff like that kind of tell us what was put up for evidence. All right, let's see. Um, who's bothering I love popcorn? Whoever they are, throw them out. He's harassing us. Am I harassing you? Herb will get them out of there. Mod 1 will get them out of there. All right, let's see. Okay. Mimi Sissy Dollar. Oh my gosh, these names. Mimi Sissy Dollar. Y'all please continue to wear purple for domestic violence. Purple hair, clothes, signs, jewelry. Show up at that court decked out with purple. Yes. I love that. Thank you for saying that. I Spy, I Spy, don't you be in here creating problems now. And someone thinks you might be. Please be respectful. We're not in preschool. Okay, I love popcorn. I appreciate what you're saying, but mind your manners too, baby. Yeah, that's right. Never stopped. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, humble and kind. I'll look into that. The Lamb McLovin, you've heard about this? Okay, you need to get up with me. Okay, Mitchell Gregg says, I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to run. Okay, well, let's think about that for a minute. First of all, he has an ankle monitor on. You know, that's supposed to be doing his job and tracking him. Oh, I love saying that word. Tracking him. He also had to give up his passport. He had to surrender his passport. Um, if he steps foot across the state line, it's going to ping on him. Um, pretty much his plane was grounded. I think that thing wouldn't be able to take off. I don't even know really what the status of the plane is, except for he ain't gonna be able to get that plane probably won't get off the ground if it wasn't officially grounded anyway. Um, now, does all that stuff keep people from like I don't know hiding in a trunk and in there with the hacksaw? Well, yeah, people have done stuff like that. John Paul doesn't think he's going to be found guilty, so you're not worried about it. But as far as the documentary, well, he'll probably come out and say that, oh, somebody's going to make a documentary about him and his side of the story. Who knows? I don't think he'll run. All this stuff. I don't think he would do that because honestly, I don't know about y'all, and maybe it's just my standards, but if I'd have been the person that was involved in any of that stuff, y'all, I would curl up and slither away, slither away. I would not continue to live in Myrtle Beach. Nope. But I think he probably likes being, hey, John Paul Miller. And they go, oh, I don't know. Just me. I would not have stayed in Myrtle Beach. Swear. I'd have went somewhere. I wouldn't have continued living there. Okay, let's see. Oh goodness, yeah, I've lost the track of time. We're I know we got a little bit late start, but I don't wanna hold my wonderful moderators back from what they may be wanting to do right now. Humble and kind, that's it. And everybody who watches the documentary, I think, is going to feel the same way. Humble and kind says, I feel like Micah was my little sister. Living with someone similar to JP is more than challenging and draining. Honey, it is a nightmare and it is exhausting. C-Bomb Art. Y'all look at that. That's C-Bomb Art. That's my sister, the wonderful, wonderful artist that I brag about all the time. Thank you, Herb. But y'all should go check out our artwork. So if you like, now you got to appreciate and like modern art because she does abstracts and things like that. And she's into these. Actually, if you go, Autry Benton, he was actually trying to run for Senate before. Unfortunately, he didn't get the nomination. Luke Rankin got it. But I have confidence he'll get it next time, which is in I think his term ends in 2028 or something like that. So, Autry Benton, know the name. But anyway, I was going to say, go look at, he has a little online show where he interviews people who live in Myrtle Beach. He's a hometown guy. And his family's been there, I think, probably his whole life. I mean, his whole life for sure. I don't know about the whole history of his family, but his family has contributed a lot and some things that I probably can't tell you, but good stuff that his family has done for the community that show that they genuinely care about people who are in abusive situations. But anyway, he has a little show on, that sounds weird. He has a little show. He has a show on the internet called The Autry Benton Show. If you look at one of my shorts, there's an interview of me on his show. But anyway, I was saying that to say if you go watch that interview, you can see I don't think the long one is on my YouTube, but if you go to his page, you can see the long one. And anyway, I took a piece of my sister's art with me to that interview, and she made we call him the space robot, I guess. I didn't come up with the name of it for sure. Or she may have, and I don't remember. But anyway, she took common things that you find in the kitchen and put it all together and made this cool, like spaceman statue kind of thing. It's really cool. All right, let's see. Okay, somebody's not being nice. Okay, so when you um McLovin, I've missed whatever's going on. Let's all be adults, y'all. All love in here. Who's creating the problems? Throw them out. Again, this platform is not for people to come in here and attack each other. Again, you want to discuss something, you got something that the attacks come here to me if you dare. Okay, bring them right here. Challenge me. Tell me what it is that you're talking about so I can respond to it. But you're not going to do this back and forth with each other. You know. So if one is the primary aggressor, you're getting thrown out, or both of you can get thrown out if you go back and forth. All right, let's see. Hi, Joyce. Joyce says, God bless you, Miss Regina. Praying we can get this law everywhere in the U.S. Yes, thank you so much. Um, oh, I love popcorn. I like your name, but you don't need to be questioning what my moderators do. They do their job, and if you got some problems, you can go ahead and exit, or you can stick around and let's continue to have positive conversation. Nobody questions my moderators. They see things that I don't see. They also know my rules, and that's why I have them here. All right, let's see. Don't forget about the ankle monitor. All right, so let's see. Did you? Are you asking me, Fafo, Rando? Did you know Johnny Sargent? No. Um, I love popcorn. Let me explain to you again. Do not put in my comments all of these explanations, please. Now this is my second time. I don't care who is doing what. My moderators handle the things the way I want them to. Okay? And they have reasons. Everybody has things to say. I love popcorn, but I'm telling you right now, drop it or drop out. Um, okay, McLovin, we'll talk about it later. Thank you. All right, let's get very good. Thank you, Veronica. Let's get South Carolina Bill 702 passed. Well, I hate to say it to you, but 702 South Carolina Bill 702 is dead, dear. So it has to start over and get reintroduced, and it won't be 702 anymore. Yeah, I'll have to look into North Carolina stuff. Sar- Sergeant, Sarge, I never know how to say all of your stuff. I got some art today. So you got art today? That's very nice of you. From C-Bomb the artist? Oh, Prophetess is an artist too. Awesome. Oh, a Tom Petty photo. Okay, sounds good. Um, all right, let's see. I'll take a couple of more here and then we'll be done, okay? Um, oh, Brandy Rice. I think more intelligence of people to talk about Micah's case will come after the documentary. No one needs to boycott. Opinions are just opinions. The truth is the truth. You got it, sissy. That's right. God bless you too. Lola Bear. These names, y'all. Yes, Lola Bear. We're all glad that Doc is getting her story out there. Devon Williamson. What type of law? I must have missed something. Was that meant for me? McLovin says been cleared up, Regina. Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, let's see. I don't want. Well, that's the sign, y'all, that it's time for sign off. You know I got something to say about it, right? So tomorrow, is the release of the documentary. So I pray that those of you who are wanting to boycott, that does not include Mama or any family member, I should have said that too. If you changed your mind and watch it, which I hope that you will do that, and if after watching it, and I'll be doing this too, y'all. If we don't like how it came out, they spun it the wrong way, and that it leaves J.P. Miller with the Cheshire smile. Where is Netflix headquarters anyway? Then we're going to use the power of our finger and do those things, and the power of our voice, and then we'll be raising Cain about everybody cancel your daggone memberships, right? Not boycotting a single documentary. We'll be canceling our memberships, and I'll be on the forefront of that. Okay. Thank you, Justice for Micah. Coercion and co-laws, so important. Yes, they are. Joyce, I'm grateful. Oh, I'm grateful I found your channel. I'm grateful you did too. I hope you come back many times. Justice for Sweet Micah. I love how you said that. And pass this law. Heck yeah. And hey, Sergeant, Micah's law needs to happen. Yes. Well, at least we got a lot of the same sentiment in here. And wait till after other people see this documentary. I'm hoping they're going to say the same thing. Humble and kind, why is it so hard to get the bill passed, Regina, that saves lives? Well, that requires a whole different show because there's a lot I got to say about that, and so we will do that. All right, so it's 8:59, y'all. We've got 60 seconds left, so I do thank everybody for coming in, hearing me, hearing my opinion about it. And so, I forgot to finish my thought early. Shocking. I am tired. So tomorrow, after the documentary airs, which, I don't know, I'll put it this way. So tomorrow evening, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, I was trying to gauge, like, if it come out at 7 or something. I don't know. Let me make sure that's what I put on there. I think it's 8:30. Tomorrow night. Goodness. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's what it said. It's 8:30 tomorrow night. I'm going to have a live so people can come in and we'll share the opinions of what we saw with our own eyes and heard with our own ears, okay? And anybody else is welcome to come in. But if you didn't watch it, I don't really want to hear anything from you because you got nothing to say I want to hear because it's not going to be anything about the documentary. And that's what we'll be focusing on. Not saying I won't answer other questions. That's not what I mean. But the purpose of tomorrow night is for us to share our thoughts and feelings about this very thing, whether we're all disappointed or we're all happily delighted. And talking about what you may have seen in there or what it might have, is that going to help? Is that what, whatever it may be. So I look forward to that. I hope you can make it. It'll be 8:30 Eastern time. And and um, and I hope that you can make it. Someone asked, is this being streamed on other platforms besides YouTube? Um, no, it's not. I've had other people asking about that, but no, it's not. Um, all right, y'all. Thank you so very much, and good to see everyone. And I'm going to see if I can find a little tiny button to get out of a live on the phone screen, because this is the first time I've done it on the phone screen. And y'all have a good night. Be blessed. Don't forget your box of tissues to watch the documentary tomorrow night. And if you can make it, I know that's a little late. Maybe I can start a little sooner. I don't know. Depends on when the thing comes out, right? When I get a chance to do that. So anyway, thank y'all. Have a good night. And be safe. And I'll talk to you next time, okay? Bye.